Universal suffrage, he says, obviously taking into account the long experience of German social democracy, is the gauge of the maturity of the working class. It cannot and never be anything more in present-day state. What does it mean to say it's the gauge of the maturity of the working class? Why is electoral democracy the gauge of the strength of the working class? Imagine you're in Germany and there is the Social Democratic Party, which is the workers' party. Why does electoral democracy give you the gauge of the strength of the working class? Yes, but I do know your name, but I've forgotten it. Rachel, okay. Well, how is class consciousness actually represented in an election? When you've got the Social Democrats here and you've got a Conservative Party here?
Depending on how people voted.
That's right. So you measure the strength of the working class, the maturity of the working class, by the actual political support, electoral support for the Socialist Party, the Social Democratic Party. So what Engels is saying here is that you can really gauge how sophisticated, how enlightened, and to what extent the working class really understand the situation by the extent to which it votes for this party, the Socialist Party. Yes. Not clear we have one here, but in this country, but nevertheless, let us move on. Let us move on. It cannot and never will be anything more in the present-day state. The petty bourgeois Democrats, such as our socialist revolutionaries and Mensheviks, this is now Lenin talking, and also their twin brothers, all the social chauvinists and opportunists of Western Europe, expect just this more from the universal suffrage. He's really attacking all those people who claim to be revolutionaries, who also put too much faith, he says, in electoral democracy. They themselves share and instill into the minds of the people the false notion that universal suffrage in the present-day state is really capable of revealing the will of the majority of the working people and of securing its realization. What he is saying here is Engels' argument, which he's endorsing, is that elections can tell you what is the strength of the working class, but elections can never deliver actual working class political control. They leave in place 1,000 threats. And you could look at 342. Oh, there's a very nice passage there. I think somebody referred to it last time. 3 paragraphs into the third new paragraph in 342. Rachel, why don't you read it?
3 paragraphs.
Yeah. Yeah. Now read it as though you were Lenin.
To decide once every few years which member of the ruling class is to oppress and crush the people of the parliament. This is the real essence of bourgeois parliamentarism, not only in parliamentary constitutional monarchies, but also in the most democratic countries.
Yeah, that's very well read, as though you were a good student in 101. But suppose you're Lenin. Try and read it like Lenin.
To decide once every few years which member of the ruling class...
Wait, no, you got to emphasize which member of the ruling should go up then. Hold on.
Member of the ruling class is to oppress and crush the people of the parliament. This is the real essence of bourgeois parliamentarism, not only in parliamentary constitutional monarchies, but also in the most democratic countries.
You're coming along. We'll make a politician out of you. Yes. Anybody else feel they have the oratorical skill? Anybody have any other volunteers? This is one of the. No, we have no budding. Jason, you don't want to volunteer? You're sick. Very good answer. Obama can't say he's sick, nor can McCain. McCain, how old is McCain? 72 years. He's probably very, very weak and tired. He cannot say that he is sick and tired. Yeah, poor McCain. Jeepers, what they do to this guy. Ay. Yeah. Yes. Right. All right. Very good. Good. All right. So that's another passage. Well, basically, what is it to decide once every 4 years, which member of the ruling class? What do you think? Obama, McCain, are they members of the ruling class? What do you think, Conrad? Hell yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Man, they're living luxurious lifestyle, opulent lifestyle.
They are.
Yeah, they're members of Congress.
Their
benefits alone are not even half of what any worker that works in the Cal dining gets.
Does that make them part of the ruling class?
Absolutely. I think that's a part of it. The lifestyle that you live.
Is that part of it? Are they members of the ruling class? That's
They create legislation and process laws that influence everyone here.
No more loans.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Yeah. What would you think would replace loans? Grants. Wishful thinking, Hannah. Very good. Well, perhaps Obama might. Who knows? All right, anybody got any thoughts? Yes, you with the hat on. I can't see who it is, though. Juliana. Oh, Juliana. Juliana with a hat, with a Lenin hat. Is that right? The Lenin hat has arrived. Okay. It looks like a Lenin hat from here. The female version. Okay, yes, Juliana, don't let me distract you.
Well, I think the question of ruling class we perceive being ruling class in today's society, it's so polarized that, there are people who are making even so much more than Obama and McCain, so that Obama and McCain might be closer to always look at, like, even saying, like, with the petty bourgeois today, they're closer to the working class, like, income-wise than they are.
Right. Even in their present. But what about there's two ways of thinking about the ruling class. It's their class position today, which is what Conrad was talking about, but perhaps their class background. What about the class background of Obama and McCain? Yes, Anders. Lars.
Like McCain, isn't he like born into like a military family?
Admiral's son, I believe. Yeah. And Obama?
Like classical,
Not Obama, huh? I mean, this is. That's where probably McCain's background comes from, up here, the military, right? Obama's background. So it's interesting, right? We've been pretty well. Isn't it true? Is he outwardly mobile? Haven't I? Or I've been completely mystified by the propaganda around him. I mean, he has had. Yes.
You made a good point, but
who's the she? Juliana. Yeah.
But if there's a strand that connects McCain to the bourgeoisie class, her name is Cindy McCain. So that's a pretty big tie to the.
To the rich and dominant ruling class. Yes, indeed. Yes, Cindy McCain. What's she's independently wealthy, right?
Her family owns like some beer company.
So that's the capitalist class. Yeah. Yes. Some beer company. Yes. You know a lot about this. Very good, lads.
Like Obama, maybe he's not a part of the ruling class, but he's handsome. A lot of money because military and states will need a lot of money.
So you might as well be that. Perhaps it's even more powerful to have somebody from sort of relatively low socioeconomic background status, but then runs for president, but can only run for president if has enormous backing from the rich and powerful. So becomes, in a sense, beholden to them. So whether you are or are not, you are beholden to the ruling class, one might say. All right, very good. All right, we're getting the message here. Now, 343, well, we've read this, haven't we? Have we read this? Yes, the lapdogs. Right, good. So, that is one perspective. That is the perspective that this whole voting apparatus, this voting electoral system, in fact, does not dislodge the 1,000 threads, but gives the illusion to the working class that they are influencing the world. But in fact, they are voting people into what is called a talking shop. Lenin calls a talking shop, and that is actually designed to fool the people, to mystify and hide the 1,000 threads that are the real business of capitalism. Okay. Now there's another side to the moon. There are two sides to the moon. There's another side to the moon. The other side to the moon is that it's the best government under capitalism. It's the best government for the working class. What is the argument here? Well, let's read. Page 382 or something. 323 we'll start. 323. Okay, that's a very clear statement here. And I'll not read the whole paragraph. We're in the third paragraph on the page. From the bottom of that paragraph, 2, 4, 6, 8 lines from the bottom. 8 lines from the bottom. Let's see, Rachel, if you got better. 8 lines from the bottom of the third paragraph. Beginning, we are in favour.
We are in favor of a democratic republic as the best form of state for the proletariat under capitalism. But we have no right to forget that wage slavery is the lot of the people, even in the most democratic bourgeois republic.
Okay, so it's a very clear statement there. Very clear statement. We are in favor of a democratic republic as the best form of state for the proletariat under capitalism. Let's go to page 360. Okay. 360. There we have a little quote from Engels, and into the paragraph under the quote, 4 lines into that paragraph. Lars, why don't you read it out? You haven't got your book. Oh! Lenin is turning in his grave. Consulting everybody left, right, and centre. The 4th line under the quote. 3 people. Now, Lenin could do it off the top of his head. You have... Yes?
For such a republic...
No, why don't you stand up and do this? She got a red shirt, you see.
For such a republic, without in the least abolishing of the rule of capital, therefore the oppression of the masses, the class struggle, inevitably leads to such an extension, development, unfolding, and intensification of this struggle, that as soon as it becomes possible to meet the fundamental interests of the oppressed masses, this possibility is realized inevitably and solely through the dictatorship of the proletariat, through the leadership of those masses by the proletariat.
Very good. Okay, very good. We're getting there. Yes, for such a republic, a democratic republic, without in the least abolishing the rule of capital and therefore the oppression of the masses and the class struggle, inevitably, that's right, this democratic republic inevitably leads to such an, now this is the key words, to such an extension development, unfolding, and intensification of this struggle, that as soon as it becomes possible to meet the fundamental interests of the oppressed masses, this possibility is realized never to be solely through the dictation of the proletariat, through the leadership of those masses by the proletariat. Oh my God. Look, right, the point is this, leads to an extension, development, unfolding, and intensification of struggle. That is what capitalist democracy does. Right, let's just move on. 367. Engels, the number, you see on the middle of the page where it says two more remarks, and number one is Engels. Engels, I'm going to read it to you. Engels' statement that in a democratic republic, a democratic 367. You there, Nicole? Good. Why don't you read it out? Point number one, Engels.
Engels warned the Germans not to forget.
No. Under two more remarks, further down.
Engels stated that in a democratic republic, no less than a monarchy, the state remains a machine for the oppression of one class by another.
All right, so a democratic republic is nonetheless a state, and therefore a machine for the domination of one class over another. Go on.
By no means signifies that the form of oppression makes no difference in the proletariat. By no means signifies that the form of oppression makes no difference. As some anarchists teach.
As some anarchists teach. Go on. Now go on. Now we'll see why the anarchists are wrong. Go on, Nicole.
A wider, freer, and more open form of the class struggle and of class oppression vastly assists the proletariat in the struggle for the abolition of classes in general.
Excellent. A wider, freer, and more open form of the class struggle and of class oppression vastly assists the proletariat in its struggle for the abolition of classes in general. So a more open struggle. That connects to what? The intensification of struggle we talked about before. And finally, on page 382. 382. Woo. Yeah, this is a great passage. I'm going to have to read the whole paragraph to you. Well, at least starting with democracy, the first new paragraph on 382. Democracy is a form of the state, one of its varieties. Consequently, it, like every state, represents on the one hand the organized systematic use of force against persons, but on the other hand it signifies the formal recognition of equality of citizens, the equal right of all to determine the structure of and to administer the state. And now, this in turn, this idea of the recognition of equality among all citizens, this in turn results in the fact that at a certain stage in the development of democracy, at a certain stage, democracy first welds together the class that wages a revolutionary struggle against capitalism, the proletariat, and enables it to, now read this out, Rachel, this is your moment, enables it to
crush, smash to atoms, wipe off the face of the earth bourgeois, even the Republican bourgeois, state machines, standing army, the police, and the bureaucracy, to substitute for them a more democratic state machine. But a state machine, nevertheless, in the shape of armed workers who proceed to form to a militia involving the entire population.
Very good, you're really coming along. This is terrific. Yes. Anyway, there's a lot contained in that paragraph. The key is that middle section. This in turn results in the fact that at a certain stage, democracy welds together the class that wages a revolutionary struggle against capitalism. That's the proletariat. So what? I've given you about 4 quotes here. And they all say the same thing. That democracy is the best form of government for the working class. What is the essence of the argument in all of those quotes? Jane.
Democracy leads to a greater class struggle for the working class consciousness for the working class so that they can come together more and be more powerful.
All right, so what is it about democracy that does this? That leads to greater class consciousness? Yes. What is it about democracy that, in a sense he says here, welds together the working class? How does democracy intensify struggle as opposed to a dictatorship under capitalism? What is it about democracy that unfurls or unchains class struggle? Neil.
Well, dictatorships don't allow hope. I think with democracy, it allows working class people to have the hope that if they organize together, elect the right number of people to the right offices, they can essentially gain class rule and class together with dictatorship.
So you're saying it gives them hope because it allows them to vote these people into Parliament, but Parliament is a talking shop. Now, it's not just a hope of, but something else that democracy does. You're nearly there. Jason, what does democracy do to the working class? What opportunities does democracy create for the working class?
Some breathing room to organize.
Some breathing room to organize. You probably were organizing out there, right? In the restroom. Best place to organize are in the restrooms. Just trouble is it's gender segregated, so divides the working class. Right, yes, it creates breathing space. But democracy, what does democracy offer? It offers votes. But that's not key for Lenin, because votes is this illusory form of power. But democracy not only offers votes, it offers what? As opposed to dictatorship. Concretely. Yes, Anders? It allows for dissidence, yes, but what is it